he closed the rally. Yeah, my name's Todd Creasy, and I am a proud member of United Auto Workers 2865, the graduate student union on this campus. There's a saying, educate, agitate, organize. I'm going to flip the script a little bit and start with some organizational business. Who's got the clipboards out there? If you got a clipboard, put it high. All right, now if you have not signed on that clipboard, raise your hand. Now get the people together with the clipboards with the raised hands. We need to get everybody here signed up today. We have got next Monday another General Assembly on this campus to plan how are we going to start moving towards a general strike in education in California. It is 7 o'clock at Kresge Town Hall on Monday. Who's going to be there at 7 o'clock Monday, Kresge Town Hall? Don't just yell about it. Show up. Bring your friends. I think we've maybe got 500 people out here today. There are about 22,000 students, undergrads and grads on this campus. That means we've got to go from where we are now, which is a wonderful start. Give it up to all the organizer protests today. We have to increase by a power of 10 our numbers to get these people to listen to us. Do they care about morality? Do they care about ethics? What do they care about? I was going to say power, but I think you're right. So who got bailed out? Who got sold out? I want to bring you greetings from the Oakland General Strike. I have lived in Oakland for the last 17 years, and I have to say that I have never been prouder than on Wednesday, November 2nd, when 30,000 people shut down the Port of Oakland. And civil servants and firefighters all coming together to shut down the Port of Oakland, and we cost the Pacific Maritime Association millions of dollars on that day. Do you know who usually tries to stop us when we do things like that? You know where they were during the general strike? They were hiding. They were hiding because they were afraid of the power of the people. I notice that they're keeping a very low profile today as well. Word of advice, never turn your back. So what is happening in our world? What is happening in our country? Is this an accident? Is this a mistake? Have some politicians accidentally slashed our budgets by billions of dollars? Have the 1% accidentally confiscated 43% of the wealth? They are doing this because our system is sick. In fact, it's a sick system, but even sick systems can get sicker than they normally are, and that's what ours is suffering right now. Why does the 1% have 43% of the wealth? There's two answers. One is that they've stolen it, and the other answer is that we've let them take it. There are 46 million poor people in this country. What do we say to that? Occupy! There are 25 million unemployed people in this country. What do we say to that? There are 10 million foreclosures going on in this country. What do we say? Women make 77 cents on the dollar to a man. What do we say? There are 2 million people in prison in this country. What do we say? They deported 1 million people out of this country, undocumented immigrants in the last 2 years. What do we say? Why are we poor? Because they are rich. It is not that they are rich and we are poor. They are rich because we are poor. The 99% is speaking out. Just a couple notes on what does this mean for California education. Victor went through the numbers, so I won't repeat them. Other than to say, if you add all that up, when I went to San Francisco State in 1996, tuition was $700 a semester. Now it's $3,000 a semester. You run through the systems. In the last 10 years, they have increased essentially a tax on the 99% by 400%. They have increased taxes on the working class by 400%, while the rich pay nothing. They literally almost paid nothing. And what has that meant? Layoffs for UC workers. That has meant increased class sizes for us. That has meant wage freezes for the professors. That has meant that 50% of you, if you're lucky enough to graduate, won't have a job waiting for you when you graduate. What do we want? One, we have to start by thinking big. We want it all. We want all the money back. On November 2nd, she and half of her teachers walked out in solidarity with the general strike. I have no intention of permitting this 1% to define the limits of what her life is going to be, and you shouldn't accept it for yourself or your children either. So what do we want? Let's make some very concrete demands. Their system is beginning to crack. And what do you do when you see their system beginning to crack? You shove a wedge in it and you start to pound on it. So the politicians can understand it. This year they cut $650 million out of the UC budget. That seems like an almost impossibly large number, right? $650 million? Where can we ever come up with $650 million? Anybody here a millionaire? Anybody here a millionaire? If so, I want to talk to you afterwards. But nobody here is a millionaire, so it's hard for us to imagine that much wealth. But you know what? There are 716,000 families in California who have liquid wealth of more than $1 million. Let me repeat that. 716,000 families just in California with liquid assets, not their house, liquid assets of more than $1 million. How do we get $650 million? We confiscate $1,000 from each of those families. Is that possible? We've suffered a 400% tax. They don't pay any taxes. It's time to take $1,000 from each of those millionaires. If we take $10,000 from each of those millionaires, that gives us $7 billion, which plugs all the holes in all of the education spending in California. If we take $100,000 from each of those millionaires, that means that we have $70 billion of surplus in our state to refund our schools, our hospitals, but they won't give it up without a fight. They will not give it up without a fight. We need strategy. We need tactics. We need unity. We need alliances. There is a crack in their system, and we have an enormous opportunity on November 16th to shove a wedge in there and kick it in harder, begin to crack their system. Are we going to permit the UC Regents to meet on November 16th and raise our tuition? No! Let me repeat that. Are we going to meet? Are we going to let the Regents meet on November 16th and raise our tuition? Who's going to get on the bus? Who's going to get on the bus? Who's going to get a friend to get on the bus? Who's going to get all your classmates on the bus? Say to the UC Regents, we are coming to occupy your meeting. You have no right to impose these fee hikes on us. Today we march, but tomorrow we have to organize. That General Assembly meeting, Monday at 7 o'clock, you have to come and you have to bring 3 friends with you. We right now have 3 buses filled up going from Santa Cruz, 150 people. If we get more people, it'll be easy to get more buses. Don't worry about the space on the bus. We need 500 people from this university at a minimum to shut down the region. A general strike in education, then we have to think of UC Santa Cruz as one of the strong points in our system, which is going to begin to break their backs. The ILWU, during the general strike in Oakland, the ILWU was able to use its strength on the docks to help other people. We have to use our strength as a unionized, as a multiracial, as an activist campus to help reach out to other people. If we can't defend ourselves, how are other people going to defend themselves? We have to be an example. We have to be the ILWU. We have to be the strong point. We have to be the people who the Regents are afraid of. So Monday at 7 o'clock, General Assembly. Get on the buses. Sign everybody up. Education is a right. They say no. We say fight. Education is a right. They say no.